In the inky blackness of space, where stars twinkled like scattered diamonds, the distant moon Thrixis loomed ominously in the void. Its surface shimmered with iridescent tones, a high-tech prison built for the galaxy's most notorious criminals. This was Galaxia Penitentiary, a sprawling complex of walls that pulsed with energy, an eye-catching facade hiding the darker realities within. As Alex Thompson stepped off the transport shuttle, they couldn't help but shiver, not from the chill in the air, but from the overwhelming sensation of dread. Just yesterday, they had been lost in the dazzling chaos of an alien bazaar, entranced by a gaudy, glowing paperweight. It wasn't a crime. It was a mistake. But one phone call to the local authorities, and a series of unfortunate misunderstandings later, here they stood, a human in an alien prison. "Welcome to your new home, Earth Monkey," boomed a voice that sent chills down Alex's spine. Grok, a hulking figure of a vortex, towered over Alex, his gleaming black skin shimmering under the harsh lighting of the prison entrance. His laugh rumbled through the air like distant thunder. "Did you think you could wander through space without consequences? What are you, some kind of lost pet?" Alex swallowed hard, hardly the warm greeting they had hoped for. "Yeah, well, I didn't plan on being your entertainment." "Entertainment? Oh, you'll be so much more than that." Grok's voice dripped with sarcasm. "You'll be our jester, the fragile human among the mighty beasts. Get ready for a carnival." Fellow inmates echoed Grok's laughter, their jeers ringing in unison as they began to gather around Alex. Fear clawed at them, but a spark of defiance ignited within. Shouldn't this be an opportunity to showcase their wit against such absurdity? Days blurred into an exhausting array of jeers and ridicule. The communal meal hall, once a place Alex envisioned as vibrant with culture, transformed into a battleground where Grok and his gang held court over their amusement. "Earth Monkey!" Grok roared one afternoon, uproarious laughter echoing around the table. "What's the best part of being so small? You can run into a hole and hide." "Hey, at least I can fit in places you can't even dream of," Alex countered, feeling the exhilaration of defiance surge. "Maybe your ego could use a little shrinkage. Oh, wait, too late for that." "Touché!" Scalos, a scaly reptilian, chuckled, earning confused glances from Grok. There was a glimmer of hope. Perhaps not everyone was here to degrade them. But each day brought new humiliation. The endless comments, the laughter, the persistent targeting, it weighed heavily on Alex's spirit. They tried to make friends among the other inmates, hoping to find a sense of belonging, but their efforts often backfired. "Ugh, you need to toughen up, Earthling," a nearby Xylon scoffed, as Alex attempted to engage them in conversation. "You don't even know what real hardship looks like." One evening, amidst the cacophony of jeers, Alex overheard Grok and his buddies planning a special event. Intrigued, they leaned in closer, catching snippets of laughter and amusement. "That fragile creature won't know what hit him," Grok cackled, eyes narrowing with glee. "Let's show him how little he truly matters." Alex shivered at the thought. An event at their expense? But instead of fear consuming them, a fire ignited. The following week bloomed with relentless anxiety as Grok prepared to execute their cruel game. The word buzzed throughout the prison. The human hunt. Inmates would compete, turning Alex into a target for sport. The entire facility was invited, and the stakes began to elevate. "Wanna play, human?" Grok challenged, swaggering towards Alex. "We'll see how you hold up against the rest of us." "How about you try to catch me first?" Alex shot back, surprising even themselves. "I'm not just some weakling you can trample on." Grok's laughter erupted, but it lacked fervor. "You might just be more than I thought." As the day of the hunt approached, the tension in the air hung thick. Somehow it felt charged. Alex plotted cautiously. What if this was the chance they needed to turn the tables? They knew they had to think strategically. As sound erupted over the speakers announcing the rules, Alex took a deep breath. This isn't just about survival. This is a statement. The hunt commenced, and Alex felt the pulse of fear meld into adrenaline. Collecting their resolve, they darted down the hall, zigzagging through alien creatures already shifting into the roles of hunters. Grok boisterously claimed, "Bring me the human! What's the fun if we don't humiliate them?" With every footfall echoing in Alex's ears, a surge of panic flooded through. But it morphed quickly into a plan as they sprinted into one of the lesser populated sections of the prison. Who knew hiding could feel this empowering? As Alex ducked behind crates, breath quickening, they could hear Grok and his crew of brutes closing in. Deep down, the instinct to survive kicked in. The thrill of triumph began to sting with anticipation. "Where are you, Earth Monkey?" Grok's voice reverberated through the dimly lit hall, a predator hunting its prey. "Afraid to face your fate?" A familiar face appeared behind the crates. It was Ned. "Over here," he whispered urgently, eyes darting. "Follow me." Without a second thought, Alex dove behind the safety of the crate. "What's the plan?" they gasped. "We need to make them think they lost you. Set up a diversion," Ned stated, his tail flicking behind as he strategized. "Count me in." With a newfound clarity, Alex nodded. As Grok and his gang entered the area, Ned and Alex carefully maneuvered behind lines of interconnected crates filled with miscellaneous objects. With cool humor seeping between them, they devised an unorthodox approach. "What if we create something to throw their aim off? Something explosive?" Alex suggested, grinning as they surveyed the shelves. Ned nodded, a mischievous light sparking in his eyes. "I can rig something. Just need your earthling hands to toss it." While they scavenged materials and combined them hastily, laughter erupted somewhere in the prison, echoing through the halls. Grok's part of the crew was drawing closer. "Ha! What is that?" Grok shouted, watching in bewilderment as the result exploded, sending confetti flying in every direction. Confused shouts now filled the space, accompanied by laughter from previously disgruntled inmates who were delighted by the sudden turn of events. Alex seized the opportunity. "Now, we hide." As chaos erupted, they snuck away, laughter spilling as they raced toward the labyrinth of hallways. And for once, instead of fear, there was empowerment. When the dust began to settle inside the prison, something shifted among the inmates. The laughter didn't just dissipate, it fostered camaraderie. Grok merely stood stunned, eyebrows furrowing in confusion, as he had never anticipated being outsmarted by the puny human. "Who was that?" he growled, struggling to regain authority. "Looks like you underestimated the tiny earthling," shouted a large Vortax, a member of Grok's own faction, laughter rumbling through his chest. The atmosphere changed almost instantly. No longer was Alex the butt of the joke. The larger factions were falling apart at the seams. Their reign of ridicule began to falter in favor of emerging voices, slowly but surely embracing the underdog. "I was the one catching the earthling. You all saw it," Grok protested weakly, but his words fell flat amid the laughter. The tables had finally turned, and the power dynamics shifted with surprising momentum. As Alex navigated back towards Ned, they shared a wordless moment of triumph, a bond forged through chaos and cleverness. "We did it! We really did it!" they declared, unable to suppress their bubbling joy. "Don't get too comfortable," Ned cautioned, amusement dancing in his eyes. "This is only the beginning. We need to keep this momentum going." From that day on, the communal atmosphere of Galaxia Penitentiary transformed into something unexpected, from mere survival to a thriving culture of creativity and expression. Inspired by the audacious nature of their escape, more inmates began to join Alex and Ned's cause. "Why not set up creative nights?" suggested Jix, the fluttering Xylon moving on air. "We could paint, dance, and tell stories. Let's build this universe of ours." "Exactly," Alex exclaimed. "Laughter and stories can change perceptions, just like they did with Grok." Inmates once viewed as foes stepped forward, eager to join the coalition. The brutes softened as they joined in camaraderie, not wanting to be the last ones standing outside this revelry of acceptance and joy. Weeks rolled on as creative nights flourished, weaving a vibrant tapestry of collaboration and innovation. The ages faded away under the collective laughter. Murals took shape along the walls, bursting with colors of different species and cultures, each painting echoing experiences they had fought to overcome. Through laughter and storytelling, tired bondages of past ridicule faded. The inmates learned to embrace vulnerability, and what emerged transformed Galaxia Penitentiary from a sanctuary of despair to the heart of a thriving cultural exchange. They cloned each other's tales, adventurous spirits breathing life into monologues, every word stitched into the fabric of their identities. Laughter encircled bright conversations, and skits sparkling with sincerity merged together, nurturing their soul. But even amidst profound joy, shadows from the past loomed, a reminder that the circumstances that brought them all to Galaxia Penitentiary lingered, a constant reminder of the fragility of their relationships. You know, what if all of this means nothing? What if we just tumble back into the depths of despair? Alex said one day, feeling the unease bubbling up again. Ned paused, clutching his melting sculpture. Even if there's a chance of the past returning, we'll face it together. This bond we've forged is too strong to dissolve. Besides, we've faced uncertainty and emerged victorious. But what if we venture out and find that the galaxy is even crueler? Alex replied, their voice trembling slightly. What if we lose everything? Then we'll fight harder next time, but we have each other, Ned reassured, a quiet strength bolstering his presence. And I'd rather fight for something real than sit in a pit of despair. As the days went on, the bond within the prison intensified, yet Alex couldn't shake the worrying weight in their gut. The cracks that formed from past prejudices still lingered beneath the surface. Today, we'll showcase the true spirit of growth, Alex declared one evening during a creative meetup. Let's lift each other up and show everyone that we are more than our mistakes. Then, one fateful morning, echoed with an air of tension as each inmate sensed the shift. The two guards entered the assembly hall that day, their expressions grim. "Attention," one of the guards declared. "The warden has decided to inspect the progress of this prison. We will be implementing stricter rules moving forward." The murmurs shifted instantly, anxiety piercing through the laughter they had built. "Stricter rules? You can't be serious," Alex shouted, a cool barrage of dread rippling through them. "Fear not. Just because we're having fun doesn't mean the warden intends to halt things. Change takes time." One of the guards seethed, dismissively leaning against the wall. "Time?" Grok stepped forward, eyes bulging with concern. "What about those talent nights? We've made strides." "The warden cares not for your childish pursuits," the guard hissed. "These distractions mean nothing, a waste of resources." Instantly, anger echoed through the crowd, resonating like music to a heated fight. Here stood the very antithesis of the bonds they had drawn together. All their efforts spiraled straight toward fear. "Those nights saved our sanity," someone yelled, fists raised high to cascade the echoes. "This community reinforced every fiber of our beings." As discussions erupted, Alex felt the pressure building. This was not a mere disagreement. They must take a stand. "Isn't there a way we could show the warden our progress? Perhaps if we showcase what we've accomplished, he might understand," Alex shouted, pounding their fist into the palm of their hand. Skelos jumped at the chance, eyes bright with determination. "We could orchestrate one last show, make it unforgettable, show him the creativity born from every corner of this prison." And thus, the opportunity flickered like a blazing ember amongst dim surroundings, illuminating hope among the uneasy conversations. In the days leading up to the anticipated inspection, the entire facility quivered with silver anticipation. Inmates poured ideas onto paper, blending performances through varied mediums. The air crackled with excitement as they pooled their efforts into one grand presentation. Skelos became the masterful storyteller, crafting extraordinary narratives that pulled threads from each species' histories. Adventures spun brightly around their connections. Jix soared through the halls, summoning their fellows to lend talents. Each individual pressed against the routine of rehearsals, building scenes vivid with vibrancy. "Tonight will be historic," Alex breathed, as the final rehearsals unfolded, a thrill surging through them. As twilight painted the sky above Thrixis, the time came, the energy palpable as the inmates assembled. The audience erupted in cheers. The connections crafted through trial awaited to showcase their new venture of identity. When the warden finally entered the hall, a palpable tension flickered through the air. His reputation as a strict enforcer of rules preceded him, and every eye turned toward him, silence washing over like a flock of startled birds taking flight. Alex stepped forward at the forefront as cheers erupted into the atmosphere. We extend our warmest welcome to you. Today, we'll showcase how far we've come. What we've built here is worth far more than any solitary existence, a community seeking acceptance. As the performance began, the energy filled the hall. Jix led the showcase with aerial acrobatics, weaving a spell of lights that caught even the Warden's attention. One scene bled into another as Grok humorously fought a fictional beast crafted from Skelos' dazzling sculptures, their formative energy captivating every soul. Every act showcased the vibrant tapestry, a flickering celebration that wove together laughter, stories, and connections. But amidst this splendor, all eyes awaited what the Warden would say. As the curtain fell momentarily, and the applause crackled, the Warden stroked his chin, contemplation settling across his face. There were no scowls, no dismissive gestures, just silence weighing in the aftermath of awe. I hadn't expected this level of creativity, he finally declared, his voice booming across the room. It seems the fractured pieces are starting to unite. The community you have formed here, though born of adversity, exhibits a strong desire for connection. I sense potential, he continued, contemplation deepening. With awe filling the hall, the prisoners surged into whispers, incredulity coloring their expressions. As the performance drew late, a slow edge of excitement buzzed amid the crowd. This was Alex's chance, a moment to drive the truth home. We've grown together through laughter and misadventures. We call upon you to consider the importance of creative expression in this prison. Expand upon what we can build together. The air held its breath as the Warden shifted his gaze between the excited faces surrounding him. Perhaps there is merit in your intentions, he finally conceded, but you must remain aware. This can reverse just as quickly as it began. Then allow us the chance to shine, Alex implored, heart racing. We can inspire more than just ourselves. We could serve as a conduit for change within the broader galaxy. The Warden breathed deeply, a spark of intrigue blazing in his eyes as the promise unfurled before him. Very well. I will allow a trial period, a celebration of expression and creativity. Show me you mean it. You all have something to gain from this opportunity. The clang of understanding rippled through the room, followed by exuberant applause erupting once again. These beings, once marginalized, now found purpose within the bonds forged through ingenuity. With the Warden's approval altering the atmosphere in Galaxia Penitentiary, the facility transformed dramatically. Creative nights expanded, welcoming beings from near and far to cherish their bond. An eclectic showcase of unique cultures illuminated the walls, each life spilling forth vibrant stories through art. From drumming performances echoing through the halls to shared tales recounted in the glow of shared laughter, creativity thrived. Tensions faded, replaced by a vibrant communal spirit that redefined the very essence of their existence. As time passed, the qualities of defiance melded with a celebration of divergence, and laughter blossomed into something extraordinary. The prison once known for oppression now soared as a beacon of transformation across the galaxy. The echoes of the past settled down, replaced by a melody underscoring newfound resilience. Galaxia Penitentiary had not just become a place for punishment, it had transformed into a sanctuary for adventure, laughter, and aspiration. As Alex observed the flourishing environment, a thought suddenly gripped them. What would happen when their time in the prison ended? Would they be able to sustain the relationships forged here in the outside world? What awaited them beyond the walls? With newfound resolve, Alex turned to Grok and the others. What if we have to leave? What pledges can we make to each other? The outside world can be unforgiving. Then we pave our path, Grok declared, stepping forward. Every alien knows the value of resilience. We've survived this. We can make steps to thrive even in freedom. Alex nodded slowly, invigorated by the thought. Building coalitions and gathering stories, promising to return to this sanctuary whenever it calls us back. The others erupted in agreement, nodding and murmuring with determination. Plans brewed anew, visions expanded into shared futures where hope reigned supreme. As the days faded into routines mixed with comforting narratives, Alex knew the time to leave the prison was drawing near. Farewell preparations began, with each inmate crafting mementos to solidify their friendships, a mark left behind for what had transformed them all. The murals painted along the walls would serve as eternal relics of connection, but the most meaningful farewells lay in the stories woven through their different cultures. On the final night, Alex hosted a grand farewell gathering reminiscent of their initial talent display, inviting every being to share their final thoughts. The warmth of camaraderie enveloped them, laughter mixing with tears of joy. "Can't believe we're parting ways," Grok mused, sensing the atmosphere's impending bittersweetness. "This feels too close to home now." "What did I tell you about touching your emotional side?" Alex teased back, squeezing Grok's arm. "When did our rivalry turn into something else?" "Maybe you humans allow us to embrace our softer sides," Grok replied, deepening his voice dramatically. "Unbelievable." One by one, every inmate shared heartfelt stories of courage and challenges, weaving a rich tapestry of memories. Each story echoed in the hall, resonating through the very walls that had confined them. The next morning, Galaxia Penitentiary prepared for its biggest transition, and as the sun filtered through corridors painted in vibrant colors, both Alex and their friends knew the atmosphere would never truly vanish. It was embedded within them. Each inhabitant prepared for departure. Heartfelt emotions clashed with progress as they lined up at the gates, exchanging embraces, shedding tears, and capturing moments within memory. Alex turned once more, gazing upon the prison, a place that once inflicted despair, now transformed into vibrancy and tales of triumph. No longer prey to bullying or isolation, they had become part of something so much larger. "Remember," Alex called back as their comrades flowed through the exit gates. "We may be separated by distance, but we will always be united by our bond. One day, I'll return." As the heavy gates creaked open and the light poured in, there lay a gateway towards newfound freedom. While the world beyond awaited with a mix of challenges and adventures, Alex felt a warmth settle within, resonating long after they exited those walls. "A new life awaits, my friends," they shouted, feeling hope fill the air. "Let's venture into the unknown." As they stepped out into the brightness of the galaxy, Alex felt every heartbeat intertwined with those they had met, a thriving connection reminding them that the adventure truly began. With the shared stories they had forged now etched deep in their hearts, Alex took a moment to look back at the prison, marveling at how much they had transformed. What had originally felt like an ending transformed into the dawn of new beginnings. Out at the transport station, Grok joined Alex. "What's next, leader of our brave band?" "I think we need to explore everything the galaxy has to offer. We can set up cultural exchanges, share tales of resilience, and help others find the strength within as we did," Alex said, excitement bubbling within. "I'm in," Grok affirmed, determination glinting in his eyes. "Let's provide every creature with a taste of the laughter we shared. I'll be the first of my kind to emerge from the vines of routine." The adventure unfurled from there. Alex, Grok, Ned, Skelos, and all their allies quickly established a coalition. A band of misfits traveled from planet to planet, collecting stories as they continued unifying experiences that bridged vast distances among species and cultures. Each world brought its challenges and surprises. Every corner of the galaxy reflected unending points of connection that became intertwined with the very fabric of their lost souls. Time passed quickly, each day reflecting growth amplified in friendship and laughter. They embarked on quests to connect others, forming a dazzling tapestry that bridged tales and experiences denoting resilience. One day, as they stood on the vibrant shores of Quereth Prime, the rising sun casting hues of orange and purple across the heavens, Alex's heart swelled with gratitude. "What we've built you back there was just the beginning. Today we'll remind the world what it means to live." As they transported everyone back, people gathered, heads nodding in unison as tales wove harmony into their hearts, transforming misunderstandings into powerful lessons in resilience. The warmth of laughter rippling through resonated amid cultural narratives shared openly. Who would have thought that a paperweight could lead to this? Alex mused, watching the crowd resonate with the stories shared, weaving connection into the foundation of future journeys. Through their travels, they had crafted alliances spanning among a plethora of species, each day offering vibrant new colors to their adventure. Bonds had grown strong. Alex found a purpose illuminated, reflecting through anew, lighting a path ahead. As their journey unfolded into a celebration of every tale, laughter echoed against the walls of creation. They welcomed refugees, fellow wanderers, and travelers seeking solace, allowing them to gather into a circle, a space of shared experiences. For every struggle, Alex declared one day before a gathered assembly, we found hope, and every discord transformed into unity. Join us in celebrating this beautiful patchwork of lives intertwined across the galaxy. As they continued to craft a legacy, Alex stared out at the galaxy with bright eyes, knowing there were endless stories yet to be told, bright futures yet to be lived, and fresh challenges waiting at every corner. The lessons learned lingered as whispers across the stars. Together they embarked on endless odysseys, and thus cemented their place among the cosmic tapestry of existence, a world woven from love, compassion, friendship, and resilience. In the end, their legacy would echo long after they departed, an abiding reminder that even in the darkest corners of the universe, laughter and connection could light the way, reshaping destinies in unfathomable ways. Each stitch in the mutual bond reflected strength, painting a path through the unknown while love illuminated the stars, because together they learned that they could conquer the unfathomable, no matter where they roamed.